Philo the bureaucrat's trek through the ruins of Denver, Colorado was incredibly dangerous, but made easier since the wheels on his VW Bug were replaced with steel spider legs to make the climb. The nuclear winter had hit this area of the world in a strange way. The radiation merged with the altitude, forming the snow into gray ash. Philo made it to the side of the cliff, parking his snow arachnid in front of the tiny log cabin overlooking the village. The door to the vehicle opened slowly, as a mountain of ash blocked it. He emerged wearing his black leather helmet and gas mask, struggling against the wind to get all the way out. The driver's door slammed shut without any effort from his gloved hands that were too busy clutching the manila envelope dossier. He waddled up to the front door of the cabin, knocking as hard as he could. The door opened, revealing a slightly overweight, unshaven man in a sky blue and white house robe, his brown t-shirt displaying a red welcome mat on the front. He adjusted his glasses with one hand and held his world's best boss mug with his other. "Are you Mr. Denver Max?" "The one and the only." "The youngest son of Max Prime? Brother to Misters Dallas Max and Dakota Max?" "Cut to the chase, Goggles." "You're..." "You want to come in, champ? I can't understand a single thing you're saying." Denver Max welcomed Philo into his home, which only appeared as a log cabin on the outside, but was actually a lead-lined bomb shelter inside. A pea-green couch faced a fireplace with a tube television showing static inside instead of an actual fire. Shelves of canned goods lined the left wall, and below them was a counter adjacent to the plastic top picnic table. Denver Max showed his guest over to the table, where the two sat in lawn chairs. The visitor removed his mask. "Ah, it feels good to get that thing off." "What are you even doing wearing that thing? The air's been breathable in these parts damn near 30 Sykes. "I'm Philo Smith, head bureaucrat for the royal family." "Pleased to meet." Pleased to meet. Unfortunately, I must deliver the news that your father and two brothers have been killed." "Ugh, how?" "All three died in a shootout 2 nights ago at a tavern in the royal city of Seattle." "Youch." "Making you the last heir of the Max bloodline." "Jeez, that's piss poor." The royal bounty hunters began 10 years ago, when King Morton disbanded the royal samurai. Ordering them to fall on their swords, he replaced them with freed prisoners turned indentured soldiers. The bounty hunters were vicious, but none more so than Max Prime, who managed to murder a third of his competition, gaining over 100% success rate in capture and retrieval of his targets. The only competition to Max Prime were his sons, Dallas Max and Dakota Max, who received their monikers by slaughtering an opponent in the ruins of that particular city. Denver Max was the third son, and while it was never stated aloud, he was the family disappointment. It was his role to play, and he played it well. At least I could finally retire from all this bounty hunter business. Actually, you can't. My next statement is, good news, you are now the sole official royal bounty hunter. Damn it. My apologies. I was going for a bad news, good news type of thing. Like, hey, your family's dead, but you've been promoted, so yay! But I guess you didn't want that? Not in the slightest. Philo plopped the manila envelope in front of Denver Max, who picked it up and leafed through it as if it was a travel brochure. This is the running case for King Morton. It involves his sons, both the legitimate and illegitimate. Looks like a pretty fresh case. That means it had to have gone to Dakota first. How far did he get? Not very. When Dallas found out the high-profile nature of the case, he confronted Dakota at the Blitz Hawk Tavern. Your father was sent in to calm matters down, which resulted in a firefight. And, well... Denver Max, head bounty hunter for all the western lands. Indeed. This case involves the entertainment trade. That's an easy place to start. My ex-partner is a lawman who specializes in that beat. Are we done here? Well, I know this might be asking a bit much, but as you see, I'm a bureaucrat. A messenger one at that. Once my business is concluded, I will be executed as payment upon my return. Seeing how the drive up here was kind of a nightmare. You want me to end you here so you don't have to go back down the mountain just to die?
Please.
The lawmen were next in line to phase out the bounty hunters as law enforcement. They were needed after the bounty hunters cannibalized themselves. The lawmen maintained order on a case-by-case basis. A majority of them performed their tasks as dictated by arresting criminals, aka any non-royal trying to get past their situation in life. Lawman Lumberjack was an opportunist who toyed with his prey by setting up criminal enterprises through intimidation, profiting from them, and then when the kingdom found out, he would make an arrest in the form of 4 heads meeting the sharp end of an axe named Bev. Recently, a very profitable movie was making the rounds on VHS. It was unlike the snuff films or visual spaghetti of random images that had become profitable. This one had a full-blown story with a beginning, middle, and end, legitimate laughs, and sound. The thing sold out faster than 5th-generation bootleg copies could be made. The rumor was that the royals had made it, which is why it was good, and why no one had been prosecuted. And then word got out about the princes fleeing across the west. Lumberjack thought about reaching out to Denver Max, but it had been 3 years since his choice to become a sheriff split them apart. The lawman shuffled through boxes of paperwork at his desk when Ribby, his least favorite deputy, squeaked at him.
This guy's here to see you, Chief. Ribby, that's strike 3. Go kill yourself.
Copy that.
I mean it, mister. If I find you are dead in the next 10 minutes, you'll wish you were.
Denver Max bullied his way into the office head first. I don't want to be here and I know you don't want me here, so here's the deal. Royals, movie, intel.
Please?
You're stroking your stupid handlebar mustache, so I know you know something.
I just so happened to be going through all my information on the black market when...
The alarm sounded as a thick patch of smoke wafted into the office. The other sheriffs ran about in chaos. Lumberjack stopped the sweaty mess that was Officer Bodfrey and pulled him up by the collar.
What's going on, Bodfrey?
It's Ribby, sir. He blew himself up in the elevator and the fire's reaching up the building. We're all trying to evacuate, but the stairwell is blocked.
Lumberjack dropped the officer and picked up Bev, who had been resting on his desk. He nodded to Denver Max.
To be continued?
To be continued. Lumberjack proceeded to swing his axe, cutting through every sheriff, while Denver Max used his acid squirt gun to melt through the remaining obstacles formerly known as people. The two butchered their way down the stairwell, leaving puddles of blood in their wake, reaching the outside and blocking the exit doors behind them.
I knew something was up with that kid. I should have cut him down the moment he entered the precinct. Oh well, hindsight is 20/20.
What's that mean?
It's an old saying. Never mind.
I'm going after those royals. You could either help me or not.
That was all but 2 of the remaining lawmen my precinct had to offer. As the next to last of my order, I am honor bound to go with you to avenge their deaths.
We killed them.
No, we didn't. A band of roving wannabe filmmakers inspired by the dangerous and highly illegal film by the kidnappers of the royals did.
Cold-blooded.
Where'd you park?
You just listened to The Flannel Ronin, Episode 2, The Bounty Hunter, and The Lawman. This audio drama was written, performed, recorded, and edited by Drew Manning. If you enjoyed it, please stay tuned to this channel. Thank you for your time, and have a great one.